So today we're going to go over evaluating resources online with this CARS checklist for evaluating sources. CARS is very simple. It stands for credibility, accuracy, reasonableness, and support. And also has additional factors to consider like design and style and electronic sources. What this does is it allows you to evaluate a website to determine if it's credible and appropriate to use for research. If it does not meet the majority of these categories, then obviously we should not be using it to do your research project. But if it meets, especially if it meets all of credibility and all of accuracy, then you're on a pretty good track to be able to use the website for research purposes. Um, Credibility is how do you know the information the author are authentic and reliable. When you're presenting a research topic, you have to make sure that the information you're presenting to another person is reliable and is authentic. There have been many notices about how that there's this whole movement of fake news, and the way to fight that is through your credibility. Accuracy being the second important thing, where you want to make sure that your information that you're getting is up to date, it's factual, it's detailed, it's comprehensive. If you're looking at a research paper that was written in the 1950s, it might not be as accurate as something written in 2013. Typically, with accuracy, you don't want to go further back than about 5 years. So it's 2018, so you don't want to be reading anything past 2013. If it's a biography and someone's been dead for like 400 years, typically those biographies are not going to change very often. So those are pretty good to use. Reasonableness means is the information fair and objective? We talked about being unbiased a lot in class. You need to make sure that when you're presenting information, you're not sprinkling in your opinion that is just facts. And then support, that's looking at how are they citing their sources. Are they providing a reference list? Are they providing the sources that they got their information from? If they're able to do that, then you're pretty positive it's going to be an academic paper or an academic website. So for the purposes of this demonstration, I'll be using the AMLE website, which is Association of Middle Level Education. So as I'm going to go through this, you're going to do your own demo checklist for me, and then we will determine whether the AMLE website is a credible source for research. So the first thing we're going to look at is credibility. So what is the publishing response organization? Typically, you're going to find that right at the bottom of the website. So if I go down here, I should be able to see right down here, copyright, and you have the copyright symbol, which is C in a circle. If they give that to you, typically the name after the date will be who published the website. So I know that, for instance, this is published by the Association of Middle Level Education. So in my box here, who's sponsoring this is my Association of Middle Level Education. So they're giving me who's essentially paying for the website to stay up. And then what are the author's credentials? If I browse by topic and I just pick a website or one of the articles, I can see right at the beginning, right underneath the title, here's the author. So I have Rachel Williams. And does it state her credentials? You'll have to scroll through. Typically, it's going to be at the bottom. And yeah, so she's a 9-year coordinator chair of links faculty. So what I will do is I will copy this in. One thing you forgot to do is you need to put the website. So I'm going to put amle.org. And then I'm going to take the article itself. So the title of the article would be Feedback for Students. Rachel Williams. So you make sure you select an article if the website chooses you to. So is the author, producer, and authority on the subject. She's a 9-year coordinator. She's chair of the links faculty. She's a teacher in general, so I would say yes. She is a teacher, but also providing the reason why. What is the author, producer's contact information? Most of the time, what they might do is provide an email or a website at the bottom. So I will take this. So they provide her email. It might be a Twitter handle as well in this day and age. So you want to make sure that if the author is publishing something, that they provide their contact information. It might be just for them to double check their resources if they made a small error. Typically, if they're willing to provide the contact information, they're more than willing to be credible and contact on their article. So because we have all this information on here, we could say so far that this article is pretty credible. The information is probably going to be very authentic and it's going to be reliable. Moving on to accuracy. So how do you know this information is up to date? What is the date of publication or copyright? So if we look here, right under her information at the end of the article, it says published in February 2017. So I can write February 2017. If the article does not have an actual publishing date, then you want to go through the copyright date, which again you'll find right at the bottom of the page. And you'll find it under the C, and then the year. You'll typically take the last year. So all websites should probably be saying 2018 by now. If the copyright is still under 2017 or later, then the website probably is not up to date at all. So, and then copyright C 2018. Does the information on the site agree with other sources? This will require you to do more background information. Right now, I'm going to just type yes. Does the information contradict itself? At this point, you're going to want to skim the article. So it's all about, this one's about talking to students, giving them feedback. For the most part, this is not going to contradict itself because it's published on a teaching website. Now, how is the information relevant to your research needs? Here's the big question. If you're looking at a website that's not on your research topic, then obviously it's not going to be relevant. This is where you're going to need to provide an explanation. So I could be writing about this article is about student engagement, which is what my research topic is about. For our purposes of this demonstration, you're allowed to skip yours, but when you're going through and doing your CARS checklist for each of your individual sources, you need to make sure you do this box. Reasonableness. What bias does the author, host, or sponsor appear to have? This will require you to quickly read through the article. For this in particular terms, I can easily tell the writer is a middle school teacher and focuses her attention on middle school students. Yep. And in what way is the information provided balanced? This is typically if you're looking at like a pro and con list, or looking at the positive and negatives of something. Because I don't need this, I'm not available. How many sources support the resource? Can you find them easily? Support is all about, is this accurate, and there's multiple means of finding the same information. Because this is a website based on education, all right, many throughout the website. And organized by topic. So now what it's going to ask you to do is you're going to pick another source. So from here, I could just pick a different topic. It's going to ask you to go back and reevaluate the source. So you're going to have to make sure you have the copyright date, when it was published, information on the author, their background, name. Because if it's on a website, you want to make sure that more than just that page is critically evaluated. So then you have additional factors to consider. Is the page layout visually pleasing? Meaning, is it very easy to follow where the article starts and ends? For instance, you have this kind of corner heading here where it's very grayed out, and you have the rest of the article in white. So I think right now it's very easy to read because all the text is on white background. So yes, organize for the article to stand out of the page. How do the images enhance the message? So if there are any images, some of these are just advertisements. So right now the only image in this is the one on books at the front. So this is about reimagining the 8th grade literary canon. So the start of the article. So the article has that picture of old books, and what it's talking about with eighth graders is reimagining using the older text with eighth grade students. Now, is the language readable and understandable? Meaning, going through this, is there any technical language that you will not understand in eighth grade? Right now, I'm going to write that is readable and understandable to a person in the field. So I'm also going to make a note that this article might not be the best for someone who's not in the classroom as a teacher. Grammar and spelling correct. It's just a quick skim. For the most part, I don't see anything. If there's spelling grammar errors, it's a huge issue. That means it hasn't been edited, so it's probably not a good article to use. Electronics sources. What was the purpose on the site? Is it clearly stated? Yes. Information for middle school teachers. Was the site last updated? This you might just have a year. Again, sometimes down by the copyright symbol, it might say copyright and then date and month and year. And if it gives you the day and month and year, then you want to give that. Who is the intended audience for the site? Audience is who's supposed to be viewing this. This should be easy. Teachers. Are links provided to more information? What percentage of links still work? If you have a dead link on a research topic, so if I click on one of these and it says error or something, then I have an issue because it means the website hasn't been updated. But because I have all the information here and I'm able to quickly click between links and I'm not getting any dead links, I could probably say that all of them, 100% of the links work. So that's quickly how you do a CARS checklist for evaluating sources. What you're going to do now is you're going to click, you're going to pick from this list here on the CARS practice document and Schoology. You're going to click between one of these 6 websites and you're going to evaluate that yourself. All right. Once you're done, you'll turn it in and then you'll have time to work on your article of the week for the rest of the day.